Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's rock and roll today. So I was prepared to give you like super good news. In fact, our tech team yesterday said, "Hey, Ant, the bot is up on the site. It's ready to be tested. I mean, it's really an alpha mode, but you could play around with it." In which case, I said to our team leader, "Can you at least test it? Like, I don't want to go to it and then be disappointed in like less than 5 seconds. Like, let me at least get some wrong responses, but let it, kind of work." And our team leader said, "Yeah, it's definitely alpha, but you could play with it a little bit." So I said, "Okay, I'll get to it tomorrow morning because by that point in the day, I'm just, that point on a Friday, my kids are not letting me do anything." So I've been really super busy all morning today. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going live in like a couple of minutes. Let me jump to the site and let me see if it works. Not only is it just like a block at the bottom of the site, but it actually prompts you first. It says not working or something like that. So it's actually like as opposite as it could be from what I wanted. Hey, Andrew, Frida, and Deborah. Now, again, in true Rhino fashion, Anthony, why are you sharing such bad news? It's not bad news. We'll fix it, right? Like it's on the site now. The fact that it prompted that it's not working means there's like one thing wrong with it. So I'm going to take it off. And also, when you share that, well, the individual that was supposed to be in charge of it has a little bit of pie on their face, meaning, all right, I just put him in such a bad position. Let me hurry and go get it corrected. So, from my belief or my perception, it wasn't urgent. We'd like it as soon as possible. But do I believe the sky will fall? No, we'll have it done by the end of the day. In fact, I'm probably going to take it off the site because it's like an eyesore. It's actually just bothering me. So that's that. Yesterday, we sent out an email um, offering for people to upgrade their accounts. So, like I said, like I shared yesterday, the best time to upgrade your account is never going to be the time that's the most exciting, because the excitement is because something is moving up. Well, it's not the best time to, that is no longer the best time to upgrade your account because it's now higher than where it was when you could have upgraded your account. But when it's just sitting there boring, why would you do it? Hey, good morning, Brian. And the fact that Rhino is just built on participation, it is incumbent on me to pull many, many levers. Those levers being, hey, can we create a new platform, create a new program, get new people in, do a marketing, blah, 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 blah. And all while doing so, it's like you gotta like do all of this, but at the same time, you gotta keep everyone at bay because there is no excitement going on if we're trying to figure this stuff out. In fact, somebody could say, all right, well, while you're figuring that out, I don't need to just have my money sitting here. It's kind of dead. Let me take it out. And then someone else says that. Then someone else says that. Then someone else says that. And you know what happens? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If all the money's gone, well, now we can no longer do this. In which case, this collapses, and then these people look really smart for taking their money out. And then the other people say, "Well, I was the believer. How come I'm the one holding the bag?" Now, before anyone says, "Oh my God, that's a panic," you could look back at February 4th, was it, where we went ahead and lowered the price of Rhino and fortified the liquidity pool. The point of me saying that is, if I ever see that happening, I will take action. So, in lieu of me taking action, I'm just sharing with you, like, I'm sharing with you the risk factors that I deal with every second of every day. And that's a good thing. The risk factors could scare someone, but if the person that's managing the risk factors is the one sharing it with you, then you could say, oh, well, that's scary, but I know he's on it, right? So, like, we're okay. The point being that there is a natural human nature of it all, right? So we've seen that, okay, we're bringing on new people for new platforms, whether it be prompt engineering, which is today at 3 o'clock, or Rhino email, or I'm actually going to create a new one today, Rhino Kids Book, I don't know, something like that. It is within our ability to go ahead and create kids books. Rhino Street has the most amazing Rhino image. You could get any image you want. You could put it in you can make kid comic books, right? And then you can use Rhino Street to do the content and the image to go ahead and populate it. Then if you had a software that put it together, you could put it on Amazon Kindle for free immediately, right? So there is something to it, and I do think it would behoove us to go down that path of another dollar a week type of plan, right? And who knows? Maybe some people really want it. I have no idea, but I just want more people in Rhino. That's my job. But those dollar plans bring down the average. Bringing down the average is not something that I'm thrilled with. So I like seeing the membership numbers go up. I don't like seeing the average go down. But again, that's just simple math. Be that as it may, do I believe we can increase that average? Yeah, I totally do. But the question is, well, how, right? Like we've tried. I used to do bump up Fridays every week. Hey, everyone, things are going really great. Raise your average, and that was really quite successful until it wasn't. There's a certain level of exhaustion in it. So my job is how many other levers can I pull? Now, whenever anyone asks me, hey, Ant, this investor coin, when's that going to be distributed? I've always said when the market matures. That's not really an answer you could go ahead and put on your calendar. And that wasn't by design. That was actually the honest answer, when the market matures. But I remember speaking to someone, they're like, well, can you give me a little bit of color on that? Like, what does that actually mean? We were going back and forth. And I was like, when Rhino's 10, and he goes, oh, when Rhino's $10, like, that's okay. And I said, actually, you know what? That is okay. That is the metric. Because again, we have 1 billion coins, so we could go ahead and fortify the market as much as we want. In fact, Rhino could not get to 10 unless either A, all the coin was gone, or B, we pushed it to 10. And by pushing it to 10, I mean using the money to just buy the coin higher and higher. Meaning we have a lot of influence when that coin hits 10. Now, of course, everything is in what's the word I'm looking for? In a pattern, right? So it's not ever going to be the case where Rhino gets to $9.99 and stays there for 10 years, right? Like for instance, Rhino was 1 in October, it's now 240. Well, if you take that and just multiply it out, okay, well, it should be around 10 by, I don't know, the middle of next year. Now, of course, we're aiming for way before that, but if somebody were to say, okay, just based on what we know right now, how can I manage my own expectations? I'm saying to you that is an okay way of thinking, because Rhino will never, ever, ever go ahead and just completely change. Okay, it's now $9.90, and now we're never going to buy a coin again, right? Like that's not the case. So 10 is fair. Actually, to that point, Carl, I like the dollar, and it's always just been Rhino's always going to be accessible to anyone. And I gotta tell you, there's probably like 150 $1 plans. If we didn't have that dollar plan, how many of those 150 could not be part of Rhino? And if the answer is more than zero, it's just not something I'll ever do. But obviously, we're on the same team, and I do appreciate your sentiment. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. So the points being, the reason why the email yesterday cited the number $11, because I will never, ever go ahead and undercut the investors of Rhino. I'll never go ahead and say, okay, everyone, when Rhino gets to $5, we're going to give you all of this. And the people that actually bought Rhino before it actually even went public are like, wait a second, I'm waiting until 10, but they did some upgrade thing, and now they're getting their coin before me at 5. And that's not fair. I'll never do that. So that's where the number $11 came from. If we get to $11, not if, but when, do you know what a milestone that'll be? If we get to $11, again, not if, but when, that means all investors, all 300 million coin or whatever, would be in wallets. That's insane. At that point, it just goes. It'd be out of our hands. It's just self-fulfilling prophecy at that time. So that's the point of that. So when I'm looking at levers to pull, when I was on Wall Street, it's called stock options. It's called warrants. You would invest in a company, and the company would say, okay, well, if you invest in us here, we'll go ahead and give you X amount of warrants that are exercisable at a higher price at a later date, and they have an expiration of 2 years on it. And the point being, they would say, okay, well, because you believe in us today, if we ever get to those numbers, well, it would have been a direct result of your belief in us today. Therefore, you should still be rewarded. Therefore, if you believe we're going to get there, take more now. In which case, now you're even more invested in the company, but not financially, but psychologically. Like, you're really rooting for them because you're like, oh my God, I have so much money in the future if it just gets there. So I didn't want to put an expiration on that. in perpetuity, right? Like whenever we get to 11, that is released to you. But it does allow me to go ahead and increase the Rhino average price while not saying not giving away anything, like giving away nothing, because we are, but I'm giving away a piece of the future, and the future is what we're all interested in anyway. So if I'm able to monetize the future to go ahead and structure today to reach that future, well, then that's like my job. That's what I need to do. So that email yesterday was successful. I think 17 people upgraded. Um, Actually, Andrew, I did send you out an email. I don't know if you responded back, but I am waiting to hear from you. Um, be that as it may, I wanted to. So we said that was going to be good for this weekend, and it is only going to be good for this weekend. But I wasn't going to send another email for it today. I was going to say, okay, well, you got a Friday, you know, and that is what it is. But because it was so successful, I'm resending it today at 11 a.m. Obviously, I revised it. Oh, cool, awesome. We got 18, right? I revised it to be a little bit more edgier, a little bit more of a nudge, a little bit more aggressive, because I believe with the success of yesterday's email, there are, by definition, there has to be some people on the fence. And what I said was, if we get over 50 upgrades, I'll include an additional bonus. Now, of course, I don't know what that bonus is going to be. I'll think of it when it happens. But anyone that knows Rhino knows Anthony doesn't just blow smoke. It's not like he's going to say, I'll give you a bonus, and then you got like a soda, right? Like it will be something really great. So everyone should go ahead and do so. And then tomorrow we'll send out another email that says, hey, last chance, last chance, last chance, right? Okay. So that's that. I haven't looked at our Twitter numbers yet today. I want to take a look at the ads. I don't know if we had any new purchases. I don't think we did, but I really don't know. I have to look. I do think the checkout page is what we need to improve. So I'm going to be looking to do that today. The TikTok program I was telling you about has come a long way. I do think we'll start launching some of that starting tomorrow. It is really cryptic and fun with fun voices and a 3-month plan behind it. I don't know how successful. It might be one of those things that just is a complete flop. I have no idea. But it is something I want to do. Our leasing office, like I told you yesterday, we are at a luxury apartment that has like many of them all over New Jersey. They have agreed to go ahead and spotlight us in the newsletter in every apartment complex, like not just this one, but the one in that city, tomorrow for Sunday's newsletter. That's cool. We'll see what we get out of that. The link is to rhinobucks.com, which is just, we want to go ahead and show someone a nice professional page. This is the page. If you want to explore, great. But we're not going to send you to a page where it's like, hey, you better buy now, or otherwise, blah, 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 you better buy. I was hoping the bot would be ready. So I'm definitely going to be working on that more today. So bot events thing is going well. I was with our team for that yesterday. That's going well. That'll be done by June, the events on Rhino Street. Oh, we have 600 abandoned carts for Rhino Bucks. I shared with you yesterday. I set up an email to be sent out to those individuals, but it's being sent out tonight at 7:30. I think 7:30. Because what we found is our best opening times, our best engagement times, our best anything is weekend evenings. So rather than wanting to fulfill my impulse for immediate gratification yesterday and sending that email immediately, I scheduled it for tonight. So hopefully something will come out of that, in which case we'll see those numbers for tomorrow. So that's being taken care of. We are going to do the new program. It's going to be like Rhino Kids Books or something. Because I have time today to do it, and I can really develop it out. And I just believe whoever gets into that is someone different than got into anything else, and that's our job, to continue expanding Rhino while doing things that are automatable. Maybe I'll write a new book every week. I have no idea. I think that's it. I mean, everything else is going good, but I think that's it. Okay, cool. Well, let me go. If there's any other questions, let me know. But, we crossed over 113,000 today, liquidity pool, all-time high again. And like I always say, all-time is a long time. So let's keep it going. All right, cool. That's that. Love, 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 love. I will see y'all later.